Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Mikel Arteta starting £30 million Arsenal man versus Sheffield United seen as a real surprise. Sky Sports pundit Izzy Christiansen admitted she was surprised to see goalkeeper David Raya start for Arsenal against Sheffield United yesterday. Christiansen was speaking in the build-up to the game on Sky Sports Soccer Saturday as Mikel Arteta's team prepared to dominate the league's bottom side. Arteta used the match as an opportunity to give some of his fringe players some much-needed minutes. Emile Smith Rowe was handed a rare league start, while Kai Havertz was given another go in midfield. It was Nketiah who was the star of the show, scoring his first league hat-trick for Arsenal and taking full advantage of Gabriel Jesus' most recent injury. One position where Arteta decided rotation wasn't necessary was between the sticks. David Raya continued in the Arsenal goal against Sheffield United, although in reality, any member of the squad could have played there. It meant Aaron Ramsdale was left on the bench once again, and although he is likely to start in midweek against West Ham in the Carabao Cup, Arteta's promise to rotate the two players looks less and less likely to happen. The £30 million shot-stopper is only on loan from Brentford, although the deal will almost certainly be made permanent in the summer. Whether Ramsdale will still be at the club by then is a different matter, as he can't afford to be second choice at this stage of his career. Christiansen was asked if she was a bit surprised to see Raya starting and said, I was actually surprised, given the amount of outfield changes that we have seen since the team news came in. We are asking that question again, why not Aaron Ramsdale? After a shaky performance against Chelsea last week and for David Raya midweek against Sevilla, he was a little bit hesitant, so I kind of expected that if there was going to be a change for it to be, which kind of further cements the situation that we see in that David Raya seems to have cemented that spot as number one. Team Sherwood says top drawer 24-year-old Arsenal player is better than £72 million Manchester United man. Nketiah hammered in a hat-trick for Arsenal yesterday to give Mikel Arteta food for thought for the season ahead. Nketiah stepped up to fill in for the injured Gabriel Jesus and took his chance brilliantly, firing in three superb goals against Sheffield United. The former Leeds loanee has often been a fringe player for the Gunners. However, former Spurs midfielder Tim Sherwood believes Nketiah is more than good enough and could actually replace £72 million Manchester United striker Rasmus Højlund. Speaking on Sky Sports after watching Nketiah dismantle the Blades, Sherwood insisted the Arsenal man can do what Højlund does and more. He said, I feel sorry for Nketiah because people in general and Arsenal fans, no matter who it is, are always asking questions about him and looking at what he can do. I like to look at what he can do. He can play in a lot of teams, a lot of big teams. You are telling me this boy couldn't play for Man United at the moment instead of Rasmus Højlund? He is an upgrade on Rasmus Højlund. United spent an awful lot of money on him. For me, Nketiah is top drawer. I think he warrants playing for Arsenal at the top of the Premier League. Nketiah is now Arsenal top league goal scorer this season, and Mikel Arteta will have a decision to make when Jesus does return. For years, many have said Nketiah isn't good enough for a side like Arsenal and that the Gunners need more in attacking areas. But right now, the England man is proving that he is indeed good enough. His hat-trick yesterday was a thing of beauty, and if he can kick on in the coming games and score more goals, then Arsenal will be delighted. We all know Gabriel Jesus is the main man at the club, but with Nketiah scoring goals and breathing down his neck, that can only be a good thing for the club. Arteta will be delighted with the 24-year-old yesterday and will hope for more of the same as Jesus continues his latest recovery. Nketiah says he loves playing with £60 million Arsenal player after what he did on Saturday. Nketiah has praised Emile Smith Rowe after Arsenal beat Sheffield United 5-0 on Saturday, suggesting that he loves playing alongside his fellow academy graduate. Nketiah was speaking to Football Daily after bagging a stunning hat-trick to keep Mikel Arteta's man within touching distance of the Premier League summit. It was obviously a significant day for Nketiah, but it was also significant for Emile Smith Rowe. The 23-year-old got the chance to make his first league start since the 21-22 campaign. He was not able to get on the score sheet, but he did provide the assist for Nketiah's third goal, finding the striker before he unleashed a thunderous strike into the top corner from distance. And Nketiah suggested that he always enjoys getting the opportunity to play alongside the attacking midfielder. He told Football Daily the following: "Yeah, it was an amazing goal. Obviously, good pass from Emile. Love playing with him. Yeah, it was a really great strike from outside the box. Special moment, like I said, to get 3 goals in front of the home fans and my family." The next few months are going to be very interesting for Smith Rowe. He cannot be happy with the amount of minutes he has had over the last year, and unsurprisingly, there is plenty of speculation surrounding his situation. Reports from The Sun noted that Eddie Howe wants Smith Rowe at Newcastle. Meanwhile, team talk suggested that West Ham are also admirers of Smith Rowe, who Arsenal value at around £60 million. It would be a surprise if anyone paid £60 million in January. The winter window is tricky enough, but Smith Rowe has barely started a game since the start of last season, but there is absolutely no question that he is phenomenal talent. Arsenal would surely love to keep him for as long as possible, and judging by Nketiah's comment, it would be a big blow to the squad to lose him. Gary Neville makes Declan Rice title claim when it comes to Arsenal and Manchester City. Gary Neville believes Arsenal will win the Premier League this season, but feels one player being out could alter that completely. The Gunners won against Sheffield United yesterday to continue their excellent form at the start of the season. They smashed 5 past the Blades, who are bottom with a single point. Arsenal, of course, continue to plow on, and their new signings are making a big difference. But Neville, speaking on Sky Sports, admitted that if you were to take Declan Rice out of the Arsenal side and put him in City's starting 11, then it would be the Manchester club's title to lose. Speaking on Sky Sports on Friday Night Football this week, Neville was asked about Rice and the title race, and Neville conceded that Rice is the main man for Arsenal now. He said, "Probably, I think he is a big influence, Declan Rice, that power, that drive, they have got brilliant players, City anyway, but taking him out of Arsenal makes a huge difference. They wouldn't be good enough. With him in it, he can be a difference player and he gives them a real chance. I am predicting City might have a bit of a stumble this season, and I suspect Arsenal will get it right this season." Rice has been outstanding since signing in the summer, with Thomas Partey injured as well. The England man has been even more important. People looked on in shock when Arsenal splashed north of £100 million to bring Declan Rice to the club in the summer. It was an expensive buy and one that needed to go well, but boy, has it gone well so far. The terrific Rice has transformed Arsenal's midfield from being nearly there to one of the best in Europe at the moment. Having done so well with West Ham, the England midfielder seems to have upped things further now with the Gunners and was superb this weekend yet again. Right now, he walks into the Man City side, even though they have so much talent. That's just how good he is at the moment. Mikel Arteta admits he loves £16 million Arsenal player after Sheffield United performance. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has admitted that he is a huge fan of defender Takahiro Tomiyasu after his fantastic cameo against Sheffield United. Arteta was speaking to the press via Football London following a comfortable 5-0 win over the Premier League's bottom club. There were a few surprises in the Arsenal starting lineup when it was announced yesterday. Emile Smith Rowe was handed his first league start, while Kai Havertz and Jakub Kivior were back in the side as well. The star of the show was Nketiah, who scored his first league hat-trick for the Gunners. Portuguese playmaker Fabio Vieira added a fourth goal from the penalty spot before Takahiro Tomiyasu completed the route. The £16 million Japanese international was delighted to score his first goal for the club after coming off the bench to replace Ben White. Mikel Arteta has shared how much he loves Tomiyasu after his goal against Sheffield United. After Zinchenko's tough day against Chelsea last weekend, the versatile defender was introduced to the team against Sevilla in the Champions League. He proved his worth with a player of the match performance and continues to give his manager something to think about when it comes to his team selection. Asked about the 24-year-old, Arteta said, "I love him. Everybody loves him. He is one of the most popular in that dressing room. You can see the reaction of his teammates towards him because they want him there in the front to enjoy because he is always very reserved and always doing things for the rest of the boys. A fantastic player for the team." The reaction from Arteta's bench when Tomiyasu scored against Sheffield United tells you all you need to know about his reputation amongst the squad. He is an incredibly popular player and is going from strength to strength whenever he's in the team. Tomiyasu is a bit unfortunate that he isn't a guaranteed starter every week. He barely puts a foot wrong whenever he's called upon and can comfortably play across the back line. The injury to new signing Yurian Timber was obviously a big blow, but Tomiyasu has been the main beneficiary. Arteta will want the Dutchman back as quickly as possible, but Tomiyasu is showing why there is no need to try and rush him back. Arsenal could sanction the departure of first-team star for just €30 million. Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey has been linked with a move away from the club in recent months. The Ghana international has struggled for regular game time this season, and he is thought to be frustrated with the lack of playing time. The midfielder has been linked with the move to Italian club Juventus, and a report from Tutto Juve claims that the player could be sold for a fee of around €30 million. The reported asking price seems reasonable for a player of his quality, and it remains to be seen whether Juventus can afford to sign him. Apparently, the Italian club are hoping to sign him on loan. It will be interesting to see if Arsenal are prepared to sanction a loan exit for the midfielder in January. It would not benefit them in any way, and the Gunners should look to cash in on him permanently and invest in another quality midfielder instead. Partey has impressed at Arsenal since he moved from Atletico Madrid, but he is clearly on the decline now, and an exit from Arsenal would be ideal for all parties. Arsenal need to bring in a younger alternative, and they have been linked with players like Chouamini and Martin Zubimendi in recent weeks. Partey could prove to be a useful acquisition for Juventus. The lower intensity of Italian football could suit him at this stage of his career, and he would get to play more often in Italy as well. Arsenal now enter race to sign really impressive £60 million central defender. Arsenal are still looking to strengthen their squad and are now ready to enter the race for Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi. Guehi has developed into one of the most impressive defenders in the Premier League and is now a full England international as well. He is on course to make the Euros squad, and a big move is likely at some point. And according to Alan Nixon, that move could be to Arsenal, who are apparently ready to jump into the race to sign him. According to Nixon, Arsenal want to get involved in the bidding for Guehi. It could be a battle that involves his former club Chelsea as well as Manchester United. It's claimed Palace are relaxed about the situation for now, but there is a realism that they could eventually lose one of their top talents. Lauded recently by Gary Lineker, Guehi has impressed for Palace since day one. Lineker said, "You look at the back for England and central defense, but John Stones is an exceptional footballer. Harry Maguire has never let his country down, and I thought Mark Guehi, when he came on, was really impressive." Palace will reportedly look to land around £60 million for Guehi if they do decide to sell. Gabriel and Saliba are already doing well as a duo for Arsenal, but in terms of long-term planning, the idea of playing Guehi alongside Saliba is a mouth-watering one. Not only that, but landing Guehi would also allow for a switch to a solid three at the back if needed. Of course, Ben White can do that at the moment, but Arteta does seem to prefer the £50 million man at right back. Guehi is a top defender and will eventually get a move to one of the top clubs in England after Palace. At the moment, Arsenal will be an attractive proposition for him, and you'd not blame them for going and spending big again on another bright English player. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.